Well, I'm here at the Meadows. We're staying over tonight. Obviously, man, an okay night, and I was so hopeful. I had a lot of nerves, obviously, in PEI driving in the Gold Cup, but driving Crantini tonight, as I said to Scott going on the track, this is nerve-wracking also. The horse is coming in racing great, and I'm not Scott Zeron, or Mark McDonald for that matter. I will tell you this. I said, Scott, listen, you guys have done a great job. Megan and Scott have done a tremendous job with this colt. I said, he's really good. My 2 cents, and you won't hear me say this very often, his hobbles are way too tight. Coming out of the gate, he was okay, put a couple of steps in, he lunged once, and then once he saw the other horses coming down from the other side, he went to trot forward. And when he went to trot forward, the hobbles hit him tight. If you watch, you can see them grab him once, he puts a step in, and then he goes to fight with them. They needed to be out a little bit, in my opinion. And that's not to say, listen, blame me if you want. It is what it is. I'm hard enough on myself when things like this happen. So, I'm not going to be crass enough to say, oh, that's racing. I was sitting behind him. Regardless of what happened, it's my responsibility. But I don't think there'll be a problem in the final. The horse is absolutely in great shape. He feels wonderful. He feels fresh. He caught up down the lane. Now, I'm not a savage. I wasn't going to chase the guts out of him to be fifth. I picked at him down the lane. I thought if he rolled by that horse, super. And if he doesn't, fine. That's fine too. The damage is done. I'm not going to jeopardize what could and likely will be next week for the sake of tonight. Spitfire raced great in his race. Scope, little bit of mucus. We've been dealing with that, but no blood. So that's good. Carter Michael Dio did bleed. I think we all knew he's been battling this, and it's just this damn calendar. 13 days to Ontario. Oh, you need 14 clear days to go on Lasix. Can't put him on Lasix back in Pennsylvania because you raced in Ontario last time. You have to use their program. Their program says 14 days, so you can't race on it here. It's insanity. So, he can and will be and is now on Lasix and will race on Lasix. Now, unfortunately, he didn't make the final. Now, as all you guys, all our bean counters out there are watching closely tonight, we knew that Spitfire was in the final. We knew Crantini was in the final. That's already been established. Racing for $75,000 is a big deal tonight. Carter, could he make the final? Some things had to go our way that didn't tonight, and it appears that he is not going to make the final. But horses can opt out, not go also. Every year it happens. You'll see a horse make the consolation that was sitting 18th, 22nd. See a horse make the final that was in 13th. So it wouldn't shock me if he did, but I'm okay racing him in the consolation. All this is a horse that has been battling mental demons. He's good now. Dave Miller told me tonight, no, he's perfect. Comfortable. But physically, he bled a little bit, so he's going to go on Lasix tonight. So going into the final, we have Spitfire, who raced great tonight. No blood, a little bit of mucus. We can clean that up. We have Crantini, who made a break tonight. Yes, blame me if you want. I can just tell you what I saw. I saw a horse that feels like $1 million. I can tell you one thing. It won't be long from now, and Crantini won't need hobbles and will never need them again. I warmed him up tonight. They have him comfortable. Megan and Scott have the horse comfortable and feeling good. He didn't run tonight because he was hot. This wasn't the Crantini of past. He didn't do anything wrong tonight. He just got frustrated in the hobbles coming out of the gate. As I said, that was my take on it. They could go out 2-3 holes, and I think the horse will give them all they want in the final. He didn't hit himself. He didn't injure himself. He was fine after the race. He cooled out good. I saw Megan giving him water after. He looked great. Unfortunately, he made a break. So there was a lot going on tonight. I miss a horse. I don't have the list in front of me. I'm waiting to try and get in to eat with Jim and Steve. So I'm going to run through it right now. Mohawk, Red Overbach was fantastic. I know I had asked James, let's stick with the Red Overbach first. The horse was great, fantastic, 53-3, huge lifetime mark. He looked good. Dominic and Jody have done a tremendous job with this horse. He looks awesome, right? This was the horse we were going to pay 100 for. We got him for 57, so that worked out great. Locatelli made a break at the gate. He did that on me, and I asked James, can you tell Greek? He said, no, the horse is fine. I said, all right, fine. No, he's not at all. So he made a break. coming out of the gate, but that's happened. It's not from lameness, soreness. We did opt to put flip-flops on him tonight instead of his other shoes. I still think that's a good idea. Just gotta, I raced him with tighter hobbles. I think they need to come in. He's a horse that needs them. I think they were too long. Without seeing what hole they were in, I think they were too long. But again, he's just a little, for a horse that really doesn't need hobbles, he only needs them for an instance. Just an instant coming out of the gate. Just a tiny little fraction of time coming out of the gate. And he's coming into the Maple Leaf Trot off a break. Not very happy about it, but that happens. So is Logan Park, for that matter. So I'm going to try and keep my morale up. I don't like making a break with Crantini at all. But I told Scotty, I said, don't list me on him in the final. I'm driving Spitfire. Do not list me on Crantini. And there's probably a lot of people out there saying, yeah, I don't want you to drive Crantini either. I'm with you. I'm not driving Crantini. List Dexter, anybody. Don't list Anthony. I'm going to drive Spitfire. Ronnie Wren drove Spitfire great tonight, by the way. Tim just sent me a message, said Ronnie said he'd be happy to go drive him. I'm sure he would. But I think so Spitfire was very good. And then Austral tonight, again, he felt great. A little flat, scope, a little bit of mucus. I got to take some responsibility too. 28-3 down the backstretch. I never moved a muscle. I just let him trot. I should have doubled him up. But it's getting to be the time of the year where these horses are starting to stretch out. Probably needs to take he still wears 2 pairs of bell boots and heavy toe weights. Take a pair of bell boots off him. The horse we let his hobbles out the other day, he was super comfortable tonight. I should have just doubled him up down the backstretch and made them come and get me. I didn't. I let him saunter along. I let the horse be put in a position to get beat, and he did. So I was already angry to begin with as the night went on. Presidente raced a little flat. I'm actually going to put Fashion Presidente. I'm going to send a note out, hopefully before this video goes out, that Fashion Presidente is going on gate, as probably is Enzo. Fashion Presidente is in the Stallion Series final. Let's be honest. He wants no part of Austral Hanover or Tailgate Buzz, who, by the way, raced good tonight, but also scoped a little bit sick. It's tough, guys. He's shipping them all the way to the Poconos, 6 hours away, come all the way back, hot as a bugger in the Poconos, and come all the way back here. A little breezy tonight, a little chilly tonight. Going to Philadelphia, going here. It's long. And it's hard. It's a taxing schedule. So we'll endeavor to get them freshened up for next Sunday. But as I said, Fashion Presidente wants no part of those 2 colts. He can go on gate. Enzo tonight. I let Enzo roll along. I said, no. I sat in a 2-hole, gave you 3 weeks in a row. I gave you a perfect trip, and you squandered them. You're going to stay on the front end. You won your qualifier on the front back in June. You're staying on the front end tonight. And I'm not going to double him up a half in 59 because he's not going to outsprint them. He got beat by 2 colts. They were better than him. But he should have raced a little bit better. Should at least pretend to fight. Ended up an okay third. Those 2 horses are likely going to go on gate. I think Enzo's first also eligible, maybe, and he might sneak in to the Stallion Series final. And Enzo has a ton of other stakes, a Liberty Bell and all those. He can race with those horses. He's got a ton of stakes left. Presidente has none left, really. I think he might be paid into 1. That's about it. He's had a decent year for us. But you see how tough it is to make money in these jurisdictions. Here's a horse that's trotted in 57. He might have got the 20 grand made lifetime tonight, maybe. So that was it in a nutshell. If I missed somebody somewhere, I apologize. I think our first starters were here, then Mohawk, and I don't think there was somebody after that. Maybe I was wrong, but just a fantastic job with Red Overbuck. Super pleased with him. Ronnie Wren did a great job with Spitfire Overseas. Crantini made a break. I didn't mention it. And Carter Michael Dio for horse that bled raced really, really good. So again, yeah, we did have a good night, but unfortunately I wasn't very happy about it. So I'm gonna have to deal with that. I'm gonna have to get over it. I'm gonna have to turn the page and move on. It's racing. We have 2 horses in the final. We have 2 in the Consolation and 2 in the Stallion Series final. I think we'll opt to race Austral. I don't really want to race Carter Michael Dio with Austral Hanover. Probably race him in the Stallion Series. We'll go from there. So that's where we're at right now with the horses. Another good day. Tomorrow we have 2 horses in here in the afternoon. We have War for 2. And we have our new horse, J.K. Mickey Mantle. Excited to see how that horse is going to race tomorrow. We have some horses in tomorrow night, obviously. Big night for us, too. Wait, now who do we have in tomorrow? Constellations, yes. We have a good night tomorrow. So a lot going on. A bit of a scatterbrain tonight. A little depressed over Crantini, as you can imagine. There's nothing worse than sitting behind a horse that's been racing good and have him race bad for you. And that's even worse to have him make a break on you, Trotter. So a little dilapidating, a little depressing, but you know what? The horse is still going to be one of the best horses in the final. I didn't see Dexter Dunn here tonight, so I told Scotty, take the cast off and go drive. But he's not going to do that. I'm going to torture him again and see if I can get him to do it, but he won't. You know, I don't think Dexter has a ride in here, so maybe Dexter will be the way. Or Mark, what the hell is wrong with my brother? Mark can drive Crantini. What the hell is wrong with me? Anyway, I will talk to all you guys soon. I hope you're having a good day. It wasn't a bad day. Listen, we were second in 2 stake finals. We were second and third, second, third, and fourth. Second, third, fourth. I'm missing somebody in the Stallion series. It was an okay night. Take care.